not all those who wander are lost.
There was a pestilence upon the land. People dared not gather or get within 6 feet of each other. Under cover of night, Jim traveled to the home of Kurt in the not even remotely ancient town of Port St. Lucie, Florida. Together they regarded their plight as one that called for the arcane practice of two-wheeled social distancing. Can't do anything else, let's ride.
All right, well, this is the beginning of an interesting trip, I'm sure, for many reasons, but in one case here, I've got a lot of changes to my bike that I've made, and I haven't tested them out on a really long trip before. For me, it's a really long trip yet. So this is going to be exciting. Got the new windshield, the fairing, got the GoPro mounted over here a little, hopefully more solidly, and handlebars back in a nice position with the cruise control. And I won't be taking this big bag, but it's nice that this big bag has a backrest. That's hard to say. Anyway, and I've got my regular backrest for the Mustang seat, which is also new. So yeah, it's going to be a fun time, and hopefully, you know, we'll be able to find some places that are open. And yeah, that's about it. So we're going to have a great time riding around Florida and maybe into Georgia. So, groovy. Okay, here we are in Kurt's garage, the morning of the ride out. Kurt, what do you want to say?
Hey, good morning, Cobalters. How y'all doing? Yeah, looking forward to a good ride this weekend. Weather's looking like it should be fantastic pretty much everywhere we go. The plan for today is blast up the turnpike on I-75 till we get to the Ocala area, and then we'll kind of start hitting back roads in the part of Florida that's bordered by I-75, I-10, and I-95, kind of in the Stark, Florida area. And we'll get end day kind of up near a lusty battlefield, and then we'll do it either this afternoon, depending on how we're doing on time, or tomorrow morning.
All right, that's the plan. The bikes are ready, and we're just about geared up. Should be a beautiful day, and birds are singing, sun is shining, so time to go. Here we are at the notorious racetrack, where this morning nothing's gonna go wrong. I hope. It's Chris setting up his video camera. We're gonna hopefully get a little bit more video on this than we've had in the past, so that's exciting. There's the auto zone in case something does go wrong, but hopefully nothing will. Okay, and we are going to get gas and get out on the road. Okay, we're coming up to Fort Drum Service Plaza. Why I'm making a special note of Fort Drum Service Plaza on the turnpike, I don't know. But we stopped there and I took some pictures, so I had to mention it. There's nothing special about it. We just took 5. I didn't find gold bars in the parking lot or anything. But, you know, that was our first stop. And off we go, back on the road to the Ocala area. North of Ocala is about where we started meandering and winding around all these little county roads and little 2-lane highways. There are all over the place up there, and that was great. The weather was perfect. No plan, no destination in mind, just roaming around the countryside, and that was just delicious. We ended the day coming into Stark, Florida, a picturesque little town. Made our way to a Motel 6. No trouble finding a room. There's hardly anybody there, of course. Put a fair amount of time into getting my hydration rig dialed in. I had underestimated how valuable or how important that was. I started getting a little fatigued in kind of a funky sort of way by the end of the ride on that first day, so I'm chalking that up to dehydration because it was an unusual kind of feeling. I took it way more seriously after that. Not that I didn't take it seriously, but I underestimated how important it was. So, but Kurt had suggested using an ID badge reel to and clip to secure the mouthpiece, and that worked out really well. I happen to have one at home, so I tried that and it worked really well. Just putting the mouthpiece, clipping it to the tank bag, and that was very cool. As tradition goes, when we got into the room, we turned on Turner Classic Movies, and turns out they were having a weekend special feature or whatever on the lives and careers of Joe and Herman Mankiewicz. I didn't know who they were before that, but I'm not that much of a film buff. But anyway, I really enjoyed it. We saw $1 Million Legs with W.C. Fields, 1932, and A Letter to Three Wives, that's 1949, and Manhattan Melodrama, that's with Clark Gable and George Powell, I think, 1934. So that was really cool and enjoyable. And that was pretty much the evening. Day 2, we headed out for a lusty battlefield. It was closed, of course, but that was no big surprise. But at least we got to go and look at the pretty gate and see the sign. We got a picture at the sign, so that was fine. But that was no surprise. So, another time we'll go and visit it, I'm sure. After the lusty battlefield, we got back on the road again, crisscrossing North Florida and meandering through all these little out-of-the-way roads. I kept having trouble with my GoPro. It would not be acting right, basically not powering on or not recording, whatever. So I finally decided that I needed to get a new battery. I didn't know what else to try. So the nearest prospect of a new battery was Best Buy in Valdosta, Georgia. So we headed that way. We got up to Valdosta and headed through a McDonald's, and I learned how to go through a drive-through window on my motorcycle for the first time. I think it was the first. I don't remember ever having done a drive-through window on a motorcycle before. I probably never had to, because the only reason I would was because of these COVID-19 measures. So. But it was an interesting little choreography that I had to work out, of getting the saddlebag, which on my bike only opens with a key, without dropping my key in the street with cars behind me or anything like that, and then drop the order bag into the saddlebag and get the keys put away and all this kind of thing. But that was fine. Did that and pulled over to a shady spot, had lunch. So after lunch, we headed over to Best Buy and parked under some trees to execute that purchase, which is a bit of an operation too, because we had to, because of the COVID-19 measures, go to the website, find the item, order it, and then they would have them for curbside pickup. And so while we're doing all that, a guy from Best Buy came out to us carrying a really nice looking camera. Said he was a professional photographer and could he take our picture. So yeah, and of course now I feel silly that I didn't ask him to send me a copy of the picture, but oh well. Anyway, I couldn't find the battery on the website, so I asked him if they might have a battery for a GoPro Hero 3. If they might have a battery for a GoPro Hero 3, and it looked like he was trying to contain a laugh, and he said, well, oh wow, no, like they made those when I was 13. So I think Kurt and I kind of had a mutual moment of restraining ourselves from strangling the guy, but it was like, all right, you can just be on your way. But anyway, it was a funny moment. But anyway, Kurt decided at that point to just buy his own new GoPro. I guess his video camera wasn't working the way he wanted it to, so he scored a new GoPro, and that was really cool because his shot and the one he got shoots in 4K. So great, and who knows if mine is going to work again. So I don't know, but at any rate, we got done with Best Buy and made it over to the Quality Inn